Now boarding the NEP Galaxy NCU Planetary Tour. Please board now. Welcome to the NEP Galaxy, specifically Planet NCU. We're excited to share our planetary information with your galaxy in hopes that we can collectively learn from each other and ultimately rule the universe of higher education. Your tour today will include various stops along our course development process. We realize that not every step in our process is exciting to share, so we'll attempt to keep it moving right along. As a courtesy, we'll first take you to our leaders. Our small but mighty group of 11 instructional designers and editor are divided into two teams led by two associate directors, Carrie Crumley and Jennifer Pantano. Carrie and Jennifer are responsible for keeping our planet in order by ensuring our course development projects are on track, providing insight and challenging us to constantly innovate and improve. They do much more than that, but as promised, we'll keep the tour moving. Unfortunately, our Director of Curriculum Operations left to explore a new galaxy last week, so we are hoping to fill those shoes at some point in the future. Now arriving at the kickoff. The kickoff meeting is the first in a series of milestones encountered during our course development journey. The kickoff meeting brings together the instructional designer, the subject matter expert or SME, and various representatives from the school. This is our opportunity for relationship building. The kickoff meeting covers important elements like ensuring everyone agrees to and understands the course description, learning outcomes, and concepts. We also address the development schedule and important milestone dates. We leave the meeting with tasking our SME to complete the first deliverable, the course assignment framework document. Now arriving at M1. Once the framework is approved, the SME is tasked with writing the weekly course content and finding scholarly resources that supplement and support the lessons. Using a template that mirrors our course design within the LMS, the SME completes their first full draft of the course. This process usually takes about 4 to 6 weeks and involves an open line of communication between the SME and the ID. Once complete, the SME returns the first draft to the ID for review. This is where we as IDs get to work. Many things happen here: a grammar review and evaluation of content alignment, seat time calculation, resource link accuracy and validity of alignment to lesson and assignment, and everyone's favorite, ensuring the APA citations and references are correctly formatted. This is a very important part of our process. If an error exists or lesson content is unclear, we return the document back to the SME for further editing. Once both the SME and ID are happy with the M1 document, it is sent to the school for feedback and approval. Now arriving at M2. Once the M1 is approved by the school, the SME and ID move into a document status of M2. During M2, it is the SME's responsibility to incorporate any changes requested from the school. For the ID, this is where the process takes a more creative turn. IDs comb through the course identifying any areas where media elements will enhance the learner experience. This can be anything from simple banner images to complex interactions, videos, or infographics. Media items are created by our IDs or mocked up for creation by our creative services team to later tweak and ensure accessibility standards. These items are sent to the SME for approval and/or editing suggestions. Once the SME and ID agree to media items, the ID will instruct the SME to move into M3. Now arriving at M3. During Milestone 3, our SME is tasked with completing the faculty teaching guide and any rubrics used within the course. The ID is available to help the SME with any questions they may have completing these items. The school's assessment director oftentimes also takes an active role in designing the rubric to ensure PLOs and ILOs are properly assessed and met. The ID typically uses this time to complete work on any media elements and record the course introduction video. We also send the course document to our editor for review. Now arriving at M4. Our journey draws to a close as we reach the M4 milestone status. Now that we've helped write and align authentic assessments, tweak content and correct grammar, design media elements, and reviewed, it's time to send the file to the school for final approval. Once approved, we submit a form to Creative Services that includes all media items and placement instructions. We also upload build and syllabus documents to the D2L course shell for the build team and submit a build request. At this point of the process, the ID steps away and the remaining milestones are taken over by the Creative Services team. Now arriving at Editing and Creative Services. Thank you for joining us on the NCU Instructional Design Journey, a journey of collaboration, a complex journey that we endeavor to reduce the transactional distance between our students, instructors, and institution. The next part of our tour discusses important partnership components of our ID process. It will introduce you to our commitment to the importance of language, diversity, and accessibility incorporated into our process by our team members. It will also introduce you to our creative services team and their determined pledge to always make our work shine.
The power of language is taken into consideration within the content of all of our courses. Not only is our editorial team conscious of ensuring our courses are written to include equity, diversity, and inclusion, they are also members of the system-wide SJEDI team. You'll learn more about them as you travel through the NCU galaxy. Take a look at these brief examples of where our editing team made corrections to common writing errors. Language is a powerful way to address social justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. It's important to remember our editing team not only fixes common grammatical mistakes, these members of our team design language to eliminate implicit bias in the content we share with students. Here are a few more examples of our editing team's work. Moving on to creative services. Around 90% of media items are final versions or final drafts of graphics and interactives created by the IDs. The rest are items created directly by Creative Services. Creative Services tracks each of those items in a Google spreadsheet, verifies submissions, and makes corrections where necessary to comply with ADA, graphic design, and LMS guidelines. Most importantly, user experience interface best practices. Here are some examples of graphics our ID and Creative Services team have created. Our instructional design team, along with Creative Services, use a variety of tools to create media engagement within our courses. Knowledge of these tools helps our IDs target learner engagement possibilities very early in the design process. Here are some examples of engaging media items we've created recently. Thank you for taking this journey with us today. On behalf of everyone in the NEP NCU Galaxy, we appreciate your time and attention.